The Sydney Opera House is a multi-venue performing arts centre. It is located in Sydney, Australia. In the 1950s, they wanted to build an opera house here, so they had an international design competition. On the competition was Jon Olsen, and he had a very unique design for the opera house. The building is made up of sails, sometimes called shells. It almost looks like a large boat floating on the harbour. The sails were difficult to construct. The story goes that Olsen decided to construct them from pieces of the same sphere. This would make manufacturing easier and save on costs. Each sail is made up of pieces that are covered with ceramic tiles. There are more than 1 million of these tiles. The opera house has a special underground entrance. Large deliveries will be taken down here. This is called the loading dock. Some areas around the building. This is the Western Boardwalk and the Northern Boardwalk. It is not as big, but there is also an Western Boardwalk as well. This means you can walk all the way around the building if you want. The area in front is called forecourt. The main steps leading up to the building are called the monumental steps. During warmer parts of the year, these outdoors areas will also host many events and concerts. Underneath here is Portside Sydney. This is an outside restaurant with views straight out onto the harbour. This area here is called the Opera Bar, a place to eat, hang out and enjoy amazing views of the harbour. These stairways lead down below the ground, and you can see there is also an indoor portion to the bar. Coming down the line is a smaller restaurant called the House Canton. This area is called the lower concourse. If you take a tour of the opera house, this is usually where it starts. This is the welcome center where you can buy tickets or pick up a gift to remember your trip. The escalators will take you up to the covered concourse. But first, let's take a step back here. The Sydney Opera House is made up of 3 separate structures: the concert hall, the John Sutherland Theatre, and the Bennelong restaurant. Let's first look inside the Bennelong restaurant. This is a great place to eat before or after the show. It has some of the best dining you can find in Sydney, Australia. Normally, you come into the restaurant through this entryway. This concert hall can feed up to 2,664 people. It has hosted famous international performers from around the world. In the very back, you can see the grand organ, which has over 10,000 pipes. This is the largest mechanical action organ in the world. Hanging above the stage are the pink acoustic reflectors. This was part of the recent renovations to the concert hall. This improves sound by helping it bounce back to the stage and to the audience. So that's the concert hall, the biggest venue. The other one over here is the John Sutherland Theatre, formerly known as the Opera Theatre. The John Sutherland Theatre can feed up to 1,507 seats. The stage houses events such as operas, plays and concerts. The orchestra pit is down here. And this is the stage. In the back, there is also a giant stage lift for getting props up to this level. It appears to be 3 separate buildings, but they are of course connected underneath. There is a couple of different ways to get inside. You can go up the monumental steps and in through these doors here, or you can go underneath here. This is called the covered concourse. Earlier in this video, we looked at the lowered concourse, so if you are down here, then you can take the escalators up to the covered concourse. Then from here, you can find your way inside. This door is called the stage door. I imagine you have to be very important to enter through here. For the best of us, you will want to use one of these entrances. There will usually be security checkpoints before entering the building. This is the box office foyer. You can hang out on the lounge here, or you can make your way to the Bennelong restaurant here, entering the restaurant through these stairs. Here is the box office to buy your tickets, the gift shop, and this is the Olsen room, which was named after Jon Olsen, who saw earlier in this video. This room can be used for smaller concerts or gatherings. The room can fit up to 200 people inside. From the box office to foyer, you can enter either of the 2 largest venues. Let's start with the concert hall. This is the concert hall's southern foyer. You can buy a snack or a drink here and make your way around either side to find your seats. At the other side of the concert hall, northern foyer, many fancy events have even hosted here. If you make your way down the stairs, there's also a fancy door underneath. Now getting into the John Sutherland Theatre is very similar. Up the stairs or escalator into the southern foyer, there is walkways around either side to get to your seats. And there is another northern foyer here as well. It is just a little bit smaller than the one in the concert hall. There is a lift or elevator here to allow access to each level, and another bar at the bottom. Now, I haven't shown this with animation, but I want to mention that the Sydney Opera House has gone to great lengths to ensure that the building is very accessible. There are plenty of lifts for those in wheelchairs or those who can't take the stairs. The Sydney Opera House has also a lot more smaller venues inside. Let's first look underneath the concert hall. This is called the Western Foyer. There are doors here, but to enter you will have to go underneath the covered concourse. Remember, we got into the box office foyer from one of these entrances, but if you go through this door, you will come into the Western Foyer. So we have three smaller venues here: the Drama Theatre, Studio, and Playhouse. The Drama Theatre can hold up to 544 seats, the perfect venue for smaller plays and gatherings. This is the Studio, which has very flexible seating arrangements. It can fit a maximum of 600 people inside. The Playhouse has seating for 398 people. There is another room here on the north end called the Center for Creativity. It is a space for kids and families to learn more and have hands-on creative experiences. This opened in the year 2022. There's one more venue right below the John Sutherland Theatre. These are known as the Yelamonte Rooms, perfect for private gatherings of up to 400 people. The old Yelamonte means storyteller, which again pays tribute to the Gabriel people. There is obviously more rooms in the building that are not generally for the public. Plenty of offices, rehearsal and backstage rooms, and places for maintenance. So if you ever find yourself in Sydney, Australia, come see this beautiful building for yourself.